Good morning, class. Well, today my question will start like, do you know what is FAA? You got any idea what it is? Well, I'm gonna introduce you saying that according to the article posted on the Federal Aviation website, aviation in the United States wasn't regulated until 1926 when it became a real law. Before that, aviation wasn't regulated or safety wasn't measured or made sure like planes were safe, transportation was safe. Trains was kind of like a little bit regulated, but nobody cares about aviation until 1926 when it became a law and this small agency became a little bit important on aviation business. Since airplane became the #1 mode of transportation, millions of people travel from one city to another day by day with no stop. The reason why this law become a little bit important, and keep it on track to make sure planes were safe at that moment. Since I was a kid, I was like interested on airplanes. So I work in an aircraft mechanic. I'm an aircraft mechanic actually nowadays, and I'm going for engineering to design and create and make planes better, safety and more efficiency. So I was related to any industry on that. I do research, I watch videos, Discovery Channel, interesting videos about aviation business, but nothing really related with aviation, Federal Aviation Administration until now that I had to do to the fish. So today I'm going to present to you 3 main topics about what is FAA stand for. The first part, I'm going to discuss a little bit about what is FAA actually, the meaning of FAA, and when this agency was created. The second part, I will discuss what regulations FAA stand for and cover to make sure that planes are regulated and planes are safety to fly, so you guys can feel safe and make a travel from one city to another one. And lastly, I'm going to discuss what this agency do when accidents happen or incidents. Could be an accident because crashing, or could be an incident, when they are in an airport, during the airport, or during their duties. So, as I said, first of all, I'm going to give you a little bit of explanation when FAA started. Those are when they started actually, and who actually wrote that law to become actually a real agency. FAA was created on May 21st, in 1958, by the Senator Mike Monroe, who brought the bill creating independent federal aviation agency to provide safety and efficiency, aerospace and aircraft industry. This is what actually who wrote this guy. Those are the type of department that FAA is regulating. As you see in the first side, the Boeing 380 is a commercial aircraft, but also FAA is in charge for follow and also regulate military aircraft too, and also is related with the space shuttle working together by NASA, and all those 3 areas FAA is covered by. Secondly, I would say that the main purpose of FAA creation was first promote airline industry security. Second one, provide safety and more efficiency aerospace system control. Means what? Controlling also the aerospace during by the air traffic controller, who's regulating which plane is flying and what altitude, where directions go. So those guys work for FAA, believe it or not. As we discussed who was when FAA was created, and actually what is the main purpose of that, it's become my second topic or my second point on this presentation today. I will talk about a little bit about what regulations FAA stand for. So first of all, in an article, What FAA is by Kelly Hill, the author, enforce the regulation as a minimum and standards covering manufacturing operating. Also, standard covering by aircraft manufacturing, certificate some airframes or mechanics, in other words, and also traffic controllers, towers, routine traffic control, and service station as airports understanding. So those three departments, FAA is in charge, or they ruling by those agents this department. This is a small agency. So those guys are regulated by FAA, and what they do is just preserve airspace and safety. So you don't, planes could be flying one topping another one without crashing. Also working on the terminals when you're doing a safety, you go through the safety procedure at the airport to make sure you don't carry any weapon or anything like that. Those guys are working for FAA, and they call TSA, which is another department too. Those are standards, as you see in the picture. Those are the safety standards when working at a facility. The FAA is looking for actually make sure they're doing the proper maintenance on aircraft, actually towing the airplane, which means pulling the airplane out of the aircraft and parking outside, and also doing the maintenance. As you see, the guy in the corner is doing the proper maintenance, but those guys are being watched by one guy, or maybe two guys, to make sure those jobs are doing properly and according with those regulations. After I discuss this one, it's become a critical part for me in this part of the presentation, which is crashes and incidents happening, because people didn't follow what FAA regulations stand for. And as you see here, it's very dramatical in the corner, right left up corner, you see that crash which causing many lives of people, causing by no follow regulations, don't do proper maintenance on the aircraft, avoiding stuff, pilots overflow hours, and mainly they don't follow directions what they're supposed to, and they avoid those. Those are the causes there. And the right side upper, you see that that's a private aircraft, which maybe some failing at the moment they do the aircraft maintenance, or the pilot didn't have the appropriately training pilot classes, so could be caused by that, or maybe a burst rate, which means a bird in the air hit the plane and could cause the crashes. So how does it happen? The agency, when this kind of incident happen, you might think about it, who is the person in charge to go and review what happened and discuss and go through the whole details. You might think, no, because we saw here that FAA is in charge of maintenance and follow all the maintenance procedure. But let me tell you now, when incidents like that happen, it's an agency called NTSB, National Transportation Safety Board, which is the agency in charge to follow this accident or incident. Could be either here or at the airport, and those guys gonna review every single detail. On the left corner upper is the famous black box, which is keeping the record for the last 30 minutes of the pilot and the cockpit. Those guys gonna review that one, but FAA is entering this duty, providing all the information for the previous aircraft maintenance. Meaning what? All the data that they keep it from maintenance regulations and maintenance, pretty much, they're going to provide to the NTSB or National Transportation Safety Board investigators, and they're going to analyze together. So they work as a team to determine what is actually the cause for the incident or the accident. And then after that, after the whole process is done, FAA become with a new law or new regulation preventing the previous incident and the previous crash. So you see a little bit here how this company works together with another one without being actually involved in the first part, but it's part of the investigation, and actually after that they determine a new regulation or a new law to prevent more crashes and make you guys fly safety and keep airplanes flying normally as they do without feeling any pain or family missing or lost. So today we discussed a little bit what is actually FAA stand for. We saw a little bit of the areas that is covered. We saw actually what the main purpose of the FAA or the Federal Aviation Administration. And if you see in the corner, they kind of funny picture. That's what actually they do. They are very extremely picky on file every single procedure and make sure passengers are safely nowadays. And lastly, we saw how the FAA reacts when incidents and accidents happen. I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation, and I would say before I close, that next time when you take a flight, remember a little bit and think about it for a second, how many people are behind a screen, and make sure that you make it home safe and on time. Thank you.